welcome to the show. First up today, we are tackling work lunches. Now, I know this doesn't sound like the fanciest thing in the world. I mean, to be honest, I always pretend I'm going to pack the most amazing work lunch, and then I don't, and I end up just like scrounging around like a raccoon trying to find something to eat. But this is something that I love to make. It's an easy prep and pack, good for the whole week, and it's so delicious. So I'm showing you how to make my chopped cold roll salad. It's really, really tasty. I know, it's got all those fresh vibes of a cold roll, but I'm not gonna lie to you. This recipe came about because I really messed up cold rolls one day. I tried making cold rolls, I was really excited about eating them, but I have an issue where I tend to overstuff them. Like I kind of get them into a burrito territory, and that rice paper roll is not strong enough to hold all that in. So they all started bursting, I just chucked them in a bowl, cut them up, and we had a salad. So that's what I'm gonna make today, and honestly, it's delicious. Listen, when I made this and brought it to work, all the office was like, what are you eating? And I was like, it was a fail, but thank you so much. So to get started, we're gonna work on the actual wrapper. Since the original recipe had those wrappers in it, because it was a fail, I am going to add in those wrappers. So I've got these, you just buy them at the grocery store, and then you just put them into warm water. So I've got them in warm water here, and you just wanna soak them until they're nice and pliable. That only takes about 30 seconds or so. Basically, they start to go a little translucent, and then you're gonna end up with something that looks kind of like this. They're very sticky, they stick together, but honestly, they're really great. They're springy and delicious, but I'm actually gonna chop these up. So as opposed to just leaving them whole as is, I like to give them a little bit of a chop, and this almost turns them into like a pappardelle situation. So almost like a big, thick noodle to go with the like thinner vermicelli noodle style. So just give those a little bit of a chop. If they are really stuck together, guess what? You pick them up, you pop them in this water, mush them around a little bit, and then they come loose. You're good to go. Now I'm just gonna pop those into my bowl. Those noodles are gonna serve to give you like a little grabber to grab all of that filling from that cold roll. So into there, now I get to add in my veg, the classic stuff that you like to add into your cold roll. So the first thing I need is about half of a cucumber, just an English cucumber. I'm just gonna thinly slice this up. I'm gonna julienne it because that's how I do it for a cold roll. But if you just wanted to thinly slice it, feel free. Julienne just means little sticks. So it's just a fancy French word for 10 little sticks. So you just stack them up, run it through, and you get those perfect little sticks of cucumber every single time. Just watch your fingers and try not to talk while you're doing it, and you'll be good to go. All right, those are gonna go into the bowl, as well as some carrots. So I'm gonna use about 1 to 2 carrots. I've got one already chopped. Again, you can julienne it, you can thinly slice it, you can do whichever way you want. And honestly, if you're halfway through julienning and you're like, Julie who? I don't wanna do that anymore. Just start thinly slicing just on an angle, and you'll get those little crunches of carrot. The trick is you want it to be fine. Whenever I'm having a cold roll, I don't want like a big hunk of something. I just want nice little bits of deliciousness throughout every bite. So I've got that done, and then I've also got some green onions. So I've got 2 chopped up here. I'm gonna chop up 2 more, but any amount of green onions you've got hanging around in your crisper, feel free to use them. I love a green onion. It's like the quickest way to get onion flavor, but also a little bit of green. It's perfect for this time of year. It's bright, it's fresh, and it's springy and wonderful. So I'm just gonna pop those babies on in as well as the ones I've already got chopped up. And then my favorite part of a cold roll is the herbs. I love how fresh and bright they are. Now I am throwing cilantro in here because that is traditional, but if you don't like cilantro, swap it out with Thai basil. That would work perfectly, but I'm going big. So like a big handful of cilantro. Just rip it right on off and pop that in. Give it a little bit of a rough chop. That goes in. And I'm also popping in some fresh mint. I love the brightness of fresh mint. If you're getting into gardening season, if you plant mint, don't plant it with a buddy because it will choke everything, because mint grows like a weed. You will have mint forever. It's so delicious. Great for putting into teas, really, really good in a cold roll. So I'm just gonna give that a little bit of a chop as well, just to pop that on in. And as soon as you start chopping that mint, it gets bright and fresh and delicious. It's so good. Now, I'm also gonna add in a little bit of lettuce, because that's the thing that I always think is gonna save me when I'm making a cold roll and make it not burst open, but spoiler alert, it does. So I've got some lettuce here, and I'm just gonna chop up about 3 to 4 cups of that. And you can use any sort of lettuce you've got. If you've got baby greens, feel free. Romaine would be perfect. Even like an iceberg for a little bit of a crisp. If things are kind of a little bit too big for you, feel free to chop it up a little finer, but you do you. Pop that in as well. And then we need those rice noodles. So we've got some rice vermicelli here that we've just cooked off. It's about 100 grams that we've cooked, and this is gonna be perfect. This is like that thin little noodle that's inside those cold rolls, inside that wrapper. So that's looking perfect. Now I also have some shrimp, because I can never say no to some shrimp. Love them so much. I call them scramps, which is very fun. So I've got about 200 grams of thawed shrimp that I've just chopped up. You could also go in with tofu, you could go in with chicken, anything you like. I'm just gonna pop those babies on in. Give that a little bit of a toss together. And then we're gonna dress this really, really lightly with just some flavors that are gonna kind of get into all those noodles, get into those vegetables, but also give it less clumpiness. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you put a noodle in a container and then it just keeps the shape of that container forever, and you end up with a little square salad. We don't want that. So I'm gonna toss in enough soy sauce just to give it a little bit of flavor and some salt. So just give it a little bit of a glug. This is just to kind of coat things. For a little bit of acidity, I'm going in with some rice wine vinegar. Really, really tasty. And then for some heat, I'm going in with a chili crisp. You could also go in with a Sriracha, anything like that. Chili crisp is delicious though. Been making its rounds in the news lately. I'm calling it chili crisp. So whatever. Pop it in. It's delicious, it's so good. It's nice and spicy, I love that spice. Give that a toss. And that is looking absolutely beautiful. You want everything to be nice and combined. Get all those noodles in there. Now I'm gonna set that aside and just let it do its thing and marinate. And the best thing about this salad is it gets better as it sits, which is a dream for a packed lunch. But I'm not gonna make a salad with just that amount of sauce. I'm gonna make a salad with a lot of sauce, because my husband says I like soup salad. Got like a lot of sauce. So I'm gonna make a delicious peanut sauce. Super duper quick, really tasty. The first thing I need is about 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. I'm using natural peanut butter here, the kind of runny stuff. I'm just gonna pour that on into a bowl. And these are some pretty rough measurements, I'm not gonna lie. So kind of make it to your taste, but this is my general rule. 3/4 of a cup of that. Then I'm gonna add in about 1/4 cup of some of that soy sauce for saltiness. That's also gonna thin things out. It's gonna give you that umami flavor and be absolutely delicious. Now, for a little bit of added sweetness, I'm gonna add in Hoisin. And Hoisin is kind of sort of like barbecue sauce consistency. It's salty, it's sweet, and it's absolutely delish. 1/4 cup of that, which always feels really fun to do. Love Hoisin. Then I'm also gonna add in a little bit of chili. So I'm going in with Sriracha for this. You could do that chili crisp as well. Just a couple tablespoons, whatever to your taste. Y'all, I like spicy. I'm going in with more. I like it hot. We keep things Oh, you guys are too fun today. Okay. Now, I am gonna go in with an ingredient that not everyone loves, but I really like it. It's subtle, it's tasty, and that is fish sauce. Just about a teaspoon or two. This is like Funk City. It's funky, but you're not gonna taste it. It's really, really nice. It gives this like level of flavor into this sauce that you're not gonna be able to mimic anyway else. So now I'm just gonna get that spoon on out of here. Give this a little bit of a whisk just to combine. And that peanut butter, so because we added that liquid, is gonna start to seize up a little bit. So I've got some water also to thin this out, but I do want some bright flavors in here in addition to this savory, thick, delicious peanut butter sauce. So I'm gonna add in some ginger. And does anybody know where I keep my ginger? Freezer, yes. Exactly, the cold fridge is what I like to call it, the extra cold fridge. I always keep my ginger in the freezer, because this will stay good forever. Never again will you find that little hunk of ginger that looks like a dried up hand in your crisper. Not what we want. This is perfect. Just grate it right on in, skin and all. That freezer breaks down the skin so it's not tough. Just grate about a tablespoon or two right into the sauce. Honestly, I say a tablespoon or two, but if I was doing this at home, I'd probably add like 4 tablespoons. I love fresh ginger. And then I'm also gonna add in a clove of garlic, rasped right on in. That fresh, bright garlic flavor is really tasty in here. If you wanted, you could add in some lime zest if you wanted. Give that a whisk together. I'm gonna add a little bit of water just to thin this out. And then you pack this on the side in like a little dip container, or you just plop it on top of that delicious salad. This is such a good peanut sauce. I can tell I made it spicy because it's on the red side and I'm not mad about it. All right, now to serve this baby up, just grab that salad. You can divvy it up into your takeout containers for your lunches immediately, or just pop that baby right on into a giant bowl with all of that deliciousness, all of those carrots, that delicious shrimp, and then serve it with that peanut sauce on the side, or you can be like me at home and just do a little bit of this action. A little bit of peanut sauce, a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of lettuce, and eat it. Absolutely delicious. A total winner for your work week. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.